The top two candidates in the presidential race are on the campaign trail in Virginia today, just hours before Super Tuesday voting begins.
On Hollywood's big night, diversity takes center stage, and a real-life story featuring a DC area journalist takes the Best Picture award. We'll show you the winners.
Good afternoon, I'm Nina Zafar.
And I'm Rayquan Taylor. Welcome to District Wire News.
We are just hours away from Super Tuesday, when the presidential race could be narrowed down to two major candidates. Both of those top two, Democrat Hillary Clinton and Republican Donald Trump, will be campaigning in Virginia today, one of the states up for grabs tomorrow. CNN poll this morning, Trump and Clinton hold commanding leads. Clinton had a landslide victory in South Carolina over the weekend.
Tomorrow, this campaign goes national. We are going to compete for every vote in every state. We are not taking anything, and we're not taking anyone for granted.
On Super Tuesday, Clinton and Sanders will be competing in 13 contests with 878 delegates at stake. Sanders has an advantage in 5 states, Clinton in 6, including Virginia, where there's a large percentage of African-American voters. Among Republicans, Donald Trump and Marco Rubio traded insults during their rallies.
Our party today, after 4 states have voted, according to all the polls, is on the verge of being taken over. The party of Lincoln and Reagan is on the verge of being taken over by a con artist named Donald Trump.
Trump is inching closer to a nomination, gaining momentum ahead of tomorrow's election. He shot back at Rubio when he was in Alabama.
Now, Marco's a lightweight, but so many... This guy. I mean, when you're up 20 points in Florida, we're up. The guy, they hate him in Florida. He can't be elected dog catcher in Florida. This guy, you know, I call him Little Marco. He's a nice guy.
Trump just got a major endorsement from Alabama Senator Republican Jeff Sessions. With the backing of a major conservative, the Trump momentum may be too fast to stop now. So Super Tuesday is still looking super good for Trump. Mr. Trump just got his first endorsement from a U.S. Senator, Alabama Republican Jeff Sessions. With the backing of this major conservative, Trump has now been endorsed by a couple mainstream Republicans. Last week, it was New Jersey Governor Chris Christie.
The Supreme Court will argue one of the biggest abortion cases in recent history this Wednesday. The case deals with a law passed in Texas which dramatically reduced the number of abortion clinics in the state. This is the first major case since the death of Justice Antonin Scalia, who is a vocal abortion opponent, and it could mean a 4-4 split decision by the Supreme Court. A Woodbridge, Virginia man was admitted shooting his wife. An officer responding to a 911 call appeared in court today. Ronald Hamilton is being held without bail on charges including capital murder, first-degree murder, and malicious wounding. Commonwealth's attorney Paul Ebert says he will likely seek the death penalty. Officer Ashley Gendon died and 2 other officers were seriously hurt. Funeral services for Officer Gendon will be held tomorrow at the Hilton Memorial Chapel in Woodbridge.
In Aberdeen, Maryland this morning, 3 officers were hospitalized following an early morning traffic stop. 2 officers had pulled over a car with 3 men inside and called for a backup when one of the men exited the vehicle and got into a fight with the officers. A 3rd officer got into an accident while responding to the call and is suffering non-life-threatening injuries. 2 men have been charged in the incident.
Turning now to international events, the death toll stands at 36 after a 3rd explosion at the Russian coal mine. 4 rescuers and 1 miner died Sunday due to several methane gas explosions and a partial collapse of the mine. The first explosion last week claimed most of the lives. Rescuers now have no hope of finding any survivors. In Syria, a ceasefire is being tested after a breach by Russian and Syrian forces on Sunday. The ceasefire went into effect Friday night, only to be violated 2 days later.
A college student from our area is being detained in North Korea. University of Virginia student Otto Frederick Wambier confessed to a hostile act for trying to steal a North Korean banner containing political slogans from the walls of his hotel. Wambier is currently in legal limbo and made a tearful plea for forgiveness. When we come back, after nearly a year in space, astronaut Scott Kelly is looking forward to coming home to two things: his family and taking a dip in his pool.
And today begins the first full day of service for the new DC streetcars. We'll return after a short break.